is here from the great city of Gary, Indiana. Precinct Committee. Wonder if you could please stand and let's give her a hand for coming out. Yeah. Camille Clayton, way to go. G116. We also have here today is Lita Filippo. Lita is going to be the new commissioner in the 1st District. New leadership, yeah! Lita, thank you for coming out. If you're in the 1st District, get out and vote for her. Way to go, Lita! And we have an ex-mayor from Hobart, Indiana. Robert Malizo is in the house. Bob Malizo, please stand and thank you. He knows a little bit about good government, right? Good man. Thank you for coming. We also have somebody in the house. Come on over here. What you going to win?
Lake County Councilwoman for the 2nd District.
Lake County Councilwoman for the 2nd District. And her full name is
Marcella L. Moxley.
Marcella L. Moxley is in the house. Marcella L. Moxley. You go, girl. You do your thing, and you win. Way to go. Do I have any other public officials here that want to be acknowledged? It would be my honor and pleasure. Going once. Going twice. No sale. Alrighty. Before Mr. Richard Ligon speaks, Curtis would like to say a couple words, and then Colonel will take it from there. Thank you all.
Thank you. First of all, Colonel Ligon would like to thank all of you for coming out this evening. But what I'd like to ask, Saturday morning we're going to be doing some blitzing in Hammond and also in Maryville. And I'm sure all of you are more than happy to be here to help the next sheriff of Lake County win. But what I'm doing now, I'm asking for blitzers for Saturday morning. There's a sheet out back. We'd like for you to sign your name. We'd like for you to meet at the headquarters on 11th in Cleveland. And if there's anyone here that can blitz with us, we'd appreciate if you would sign up in the back and be at 11th Avenue and Cleveland Street at 11 o'clock Saturday morning. I'd appreciate it very much. The next sheriff would appreciate it very much, okay? Thank you very much, okay?
I also want to acknowledge, you know me, I remembered people. Marco Koyasic, who is the ex-chief of Lake County, is also in the house, or was. And Marco, are you still here? Let's give him a hand. Thank you for all you do. And we have people from everywhere. Lake Station was here. Munster's here. The Buffalo Soldiers are here. Let's give them a hand. Let's give them a hand. Yeah, the motorcycles are outside. The horses are outside. They're going to do a little show right after this. When we're done, they'll go out and see the horses. They are here. The Buffalo Soldiers. Tommy Cowboy's in the house. So without further ado, it is my honor and my privilege to announce the next Lake County Sheriff of Indiana, Richard D. Ligon.
Oh, Sheriff. Can you hear me without it?
No, we want to hear you with it.
First of all, it's very hard for me to say thank you for all you've done. And I just, from my heart, a lot of people here have become my family. And when I say family and friends, I truly mean it. What I'd like to do is just answer a few questions that people have asked me over the last 6 months. Richard, get the bullhorn.
Yeah, get the bull.
Get the bull what?
I want to be on the right side.
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Look at the horses. I'm sorry, Colonel.
Everybody take a look at the horses, the cowboys. Okay,
to 8 months, why do you want to be the Lake County Sheriff? And first it was hard for me to say that I was not going to ride into the sunset. I still had a lot of work to do. But when I look around and I see all the young people and the seniors and everyone in between, that's what this is about. You know, no one wants their child abused. No one wants their child shot. We know we have gangs and drugs. That's fully understood. What I like to do is just give you a little bit of my background of what the Lord has prepared me for the Lake County Sheriff. Number one, I was born and raised in Gary, Indiana. We were not rich, you know, so we really understood some of the issues about being poor, but eating healthy, having beans every meal, grits every morning, potatoes every morning. But that was okay. We went to school with a full stomach. I graduated from Frable High School. I left, went to Kentucky State College, played football, had a scholarship, left. Why come back to Gary, Indiana? Well, my mother, my family, and definitely all the friends associated with and around Gary, Indiana. When I came back, I became a juvenile court probation officer. I worked as a probation officer for 9 years, working with juveniles. They come up to me now and say, if it hadn't been for you, I don't know where I would be. I know that I try to touch people's lives intentionally, not by accident. It happens sometimes, but you do it for the intent of saving a young person's life and their family. Then after 9 years, I became a parole officer. That was helping people that were released from prison. We cannot throw anyone away. Everyone is valuable. Who can help you unless they've been through things? When you've been through issues, you can help people, regardless of what you've done. We can't judge anyone, and we refuse to judge anyone. So that helped me to deal with a lot of people, a lot of people's lives, and a lot of family lives. When there's a crime or an incident that happened, you're touching more than one person's life. If someone gets shot, that person could be from a perfect family. The person that shot him could be from a perfect family. But it's interfering. It's destroying the community. Also, in the military, I joined the military in 1971, and I retired after 36 years. And anyone that knows about the military can understand what I'm getting ready to say. I was an enlisted soldier. I became a first sergeant. First sergeant was called Papa, okay? You ran the company, you ran 160 some soldiers, and you treated them like human beings, okay? Then I left, and when I became a federal agent, I went to Potomac, Maryland for training. I graduated from the Federal Law Enforcement Academy, and really it was an honor. But at the same time, they begged me to get back in the National Guard. And I was able to do that and rose to the rank of colonel. First African American to be promoted to the rank of colonel in the state of Indiana. That's because you don't look at color, you look at people. And that's what made the difference. I commanded 1,700 soldiers, and with the 1,700 soldiers, 900 were deployed at the same time. So that means you dealt with their family. But that means that you had to have leadership. And with leadership, that's not about micromanaging. That's about letting people do their job and you providing the tools to do the job. That's why I want to be the next Lake County Sheriff. Okay? We know what's going on. And I'll just tell you a few things that I know personally. I'm not bashing anyone, but this is personal. Why are we paying a jail consultant as taxpayers in this county? And now I think the taxes for this county is what, 1.5%? That's bad. When you're paying a jail consultant $352,000 a year for the past 3 years, that's over $1 million. That hurts. That can be used for youth programs. That can be used for a lot of other things. After making it known that I didn't like it, then they did not renew his contract. And then they thought about it and was bullied into renewing it for $199,000 a year. So that's what that person's making this year. He lives in Ashland, Kentucky. Okay. So to me, when you talk about mismanagement, you know, I get offended. Maybe if they hadn't created this county income tax, it would be different. When you talk about public safety, we're talking about a lot of things that come under public safety. I plan to make some changes, but I plan to let people do their job and hire people that are qualified to do the job and do not micromanage. You know, if you hear speeches about how nasty the jail was and how this, all of those, I have something in writing says how clean the jail was. So what you do is you weigh all of the bad and you think about it. We need to make sure that that jail, because anyone can be arrested, you could be under arrest for something false that you didn't do, so you have to be treated humane. So we have to stop making excuses. 3.5 years ago, we were promised that in 9 months the jail would be in good condition. It's only 60% in compliance. We plan to really hit the ground running and make sure that we hire qualified people, do not micromanage, and let them do the job. The #1 crime in the nation is identity theft. Yes, we have gangs. Yes, we have drugs. Okay? But look what's going to affect our young children. Both gangs and drugs, if we allow it. We need to put some of this money that's being wasted into being proactive. Being proactive means that you are really working with that family and that child. Amen. Programs such as Pop Warner football. We became mentors. You know, there's probably people here and their children and grandchildren that I've coached personally. It's more than about football. It's about saving that young man or young lady's life. So we have to get youth programs. We cannot waste $1 million on something that's just outrageous. Who all thinks about terrorism? No one in here probably thinks much about terrorism as I do. You look at all the pipelines, you look at the water, you look at 8094. No one. I was responsible for bringing a Homeland Security unit to the airport. 220 soldiers. And guess what? It's not even being utilized. They have changed some of the structure of it because the police and the police are not communicating effectively with the military. So when you say federal law enforcement, you say military, those are things that I've truly been blessed with to make sure that we can make a difference. We need to communicate. Right now, a lot of people are upset in Gary, Indiana. Although this may not be happening just in Gary, but why would a 53-year-old lady be stopped on a sweep because her tail light was out or her license plate light was out and detained for almost an hour, her car searched illegally, and in the meantime you have a Channel 7 news reporter in the back of your car talking about how bad the city of Gary is. All you did, you lost 2 or 3 businesses. They look at that and they say, well, I'm not coming there. People don't want to visit. We need to cut that mess out. Amen. I'm not saying don't do raids. I'm not saying don't do sweeps. But with intelligence, you know, you can pinpoint and take care of the people that's doing it, not the good citizens of Lake County, Indiana. Right. And trust me, we're talking about a sheriff for the whole county. We're not talking about just Gary. But we know personally, because we're here now, we know what's happening in Gary. Because of the media, because of its own television, whatever reason. We need to make sure that on May 6th and prior to, that we all get out and vote. We need to do this. I can go on and tell you about what this city and county needs. You know, when a policeman and the sheriff, when the chief of police and the sheriff almost get in a fist fight, that's ridiculous. That is truly ridiculous. That means that you're not getting along with the police. But let it be told that we get along, I get everybody's endorsement. That's not true. Law enforcement is something special. Believe me, I've done it, I've enjoyed it, and you treat people with respect. We have to get along. This community, and that's Lake County and the surrounding, you have to start trusting your law enforcement people. When you trust them, you're going to talk to them. When you talk to them, guess what's going to happen? Once you talk to them, then they're going to be able to solve crime. If you solve crime, guess what? You're going to reduce crime. You're being very proactive. So I need your support. I really need your help. I need everybody here to start making phone calls to all your relatives. You can vote early if you need to. We have a list of the polling stations that you can actually go vote early. Or you can do an absentee ballot. We'll turn it in tomorrow and you'll get it in the mail probably the first of the week. We need your help. We need you to spread this word.
And Richard, you can vote online too.
That's, I didn't say that because, well, I'm not going to tell you why I didn't say that, but yes, you can vote online, you can vote absentee, or you can go to one of the polling places. In Gary, I know it's 555 Polk Street at the Public Safety Building. Most of all, we need you to vote. I'll give you a little history about last election. I lost by a little over 1,000 votes.
Yeah.
We had only 17% of the people registered to vote in Gary, Indiana voting. Okay? We need to start knocking on doors. We need to make sure that if someone needs a ride to the poll, that we get a call. But it's so very important that we get people out to vote. Your one vote, trust me, makes a difference. We need you to get out and vote. Lastly, we need your help to cover the streets of Gary, East Chicago, Hammond, Maryville, and the rest of Lake County. We truly need your help. When I say I need your help, Saturday, we would like to, Saturday from this Saturday until the 5th, we need your help. We really need your help. And on the 6th of May, we need your help. And we need for people to work or volunteer on the poll for us. Okay? Now, I said work and I said volunteer. If you're willing to give us some time free, we'll take it. If you can't and you need the money, let us know and we're going to probably try to get you $50 for sitting around on the poll. Okay? With our name and passing out literature. Okay? Now, I didn't say a lot because I wanted you to be able to ask questions and get a good answer. Okay? And I will give you the best answer I can give you. I'm also a deacon at Embassies of Christ, and trust me, I try to live by the Holy Spirit. And I can tell you a lot of things that led me into running for Lake County Sheriff. And trust me, I said, why am I doing this? That's what I said. And then I had these dreams, which is the Holy Spirit telling me, this is you're going to do. Not only that, it's just a lot of things that I can tell you offline that putting me in this position. And we will celebrate on May 6th at the patio. We will make sure that we're victorious if we get out and work. We cannot take a break right now. We're on the 4th quarter. So trust me, I'm going to open it up for questions or comments. Yes, sir.
Give them the headquarters phone number if they need a ride to the polls. Give that number.
Phone number 977-1999. If you need a ride to the polls tomorrow, if you need a place to go vote, we need you to call us and tell us, and we will come by and get you. We will pick you up and take you to the polls. Okay? Okay. Now, when
Question.
that means if you call us and give us the information, we will return your call and we will make sure that you have a ride to the poll. Or if you're in Gary, the public safety building, we will take you down there to do the early voting. Okay? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know you're doing it for the children and that sort of thing and stopping them from getting in trouble in the streets, but I wanted to know, can you share with everyone some of your plans for the ex-offenders as a sheriff? Kind of share with us a little bit more about, because we have a serious influx of ex-offenders coming to the community. We sort of want to know, if our next sheriff, give us some ideas in terms of what are your plans for that?
First of all, if you're an ex-offender, you're marked. It's like a big X on your chest. No one wants to hire you. We have to create a job bank. We have to make sure that there's jobs and you're not going to be mistreated because you paid your debts to society. So that's the start. If that person is employed, that's going to help. Now, if he's not employed, we need to make sure that there's some training and some skills that will allow that person to be welcomed back into society. A lot of inmates have families, and I know the federal program has a very good reentry program. We want to make sure that there's a relationship between the sheriff and the U.S. Attorney's Office to make sure that he or she, whoever's the sheriff, whoever's the U.S. Attorney, and I think it'll still be a he, that we make sure that reentry program is funded and taken care of in Lake County, Indiana.
Question right here.
How can we vote online? Can we vote online?
Yes, ma'am, but I'm going to have the experts tell you. How can we vote online?
LakeCounty.org. LakeCounty.com or LakeCounty.org.
You don't know.
Voter registration. You go to the voter registration.
Lake County, Indiana, IN. Lake County, IN.gov.
.gov.
Ma'am, if you call us at 977-1999, we will make sure you have the correct way to do it. We will get you the website and allow you to get that taken care of.
Is that information being spread throughout the community? Because that's a great way to vote with the cameras. I mean,
It's not publicized that much. Early voting, a lot of people don't know about early voting. A lot of people don't know Ligon's running for sheriff. You know, so if we don't get that word out, we got to make sure that we get that word out. But we will get that information to you. Any other questions?
Yeah, right here. Go ahead. How do you help on the poll?
Call 977-1999.
Or sign up. There's a sign up.
And we will get your name and find out what poll that you want to work at that's close. And then whether you're volunteer, whether you're donating and waiting to get paid in heaven, or we have to pay you.
Baby.
And we will be walking around with water. I mean, driving around with water.
Yeah, we will try to take care of your food also. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
You got his hand.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to ask, what support are you getting from the Gary community as far as the political power of workers in the city?
I am getting a lot of support from some of the precinct organization and some of the politicians. Some of them chose to go another route and support the incumbent, and that's what they do. But the actual community, a lot of support from the community, a lot of phone calls, a lot of support.
Well, I'm more interested in how the captains are supporting the mayor. You know, some of if you were able to speak on it.
I can't speak on why the mayor endorsed someone else. I really can't.
I didn't know.
I cannot understand why well, I'll give you a little background. We were at a meeting in Hammond, and the Lake County Democratic chairman charged us $200 to speak. And then after doing the process, he said that regardless of what you say, we're supporting the incumbent. Okay, and that was a good example of veterans going to war, fighting for your right to vote, or civil rights, fighting for your right, and it was almost like it was taken away from you. But that's the system, and if we don't understand the system, the way I understand the system is, it's a free fall for the primaries, and once you get that primary nod, then they support the ticket. So that's just how I interpret it. But some of the people made their own decision. Some of the people really stood up, and I'm so grateful to people like Camille and others that really stood up and said, I have a right to support who I want to support. Why are you telling me who to support? So you have a lot of precinct people, but the captains, only 2 captains sent me the list of the supporters. The rest of them either delaying it or refusing to, or whatever the case may be.
Precinct committee people are elected by their constituents to represent them. And our chairman took their right away and it also took the right of way of the citizens that voted for the precinct committee. By him using his power as city chairman, making them endorse the incumbents. So this is a democracy. That's what people die for, like the Colonel said. But we had a county chairman that just took that right away from all us people. So now we have to show him on election day, we're going to take back our rights and do what we want.
All right.
Mayor McCheese. I say Mayor McCheese. That's what I say. Mayor McCheese. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Why aren't the people that
Be talking.
why aren't the people that are supporting the other side, which you supported in their campaign, are not supporting you?
That's right.
They should be exposed. Exactly. An article in the paper with their name in it, and then people know that you went out on the limb for them. Why can't they go out on the limb for you?
That's right.
I really don't think it's a limb to go out on. But sometimes you're puzzled, but sometimes you don't want. Sometimes you're influenced by other things other than the right. And I'm not saying either way that they have a right to support who they want for whatever reasons. But I think as citizens, we need to ask them. I can't answer that for you, but you need to ask them, why are they doing this instead of this? When they know that there's wrong. So I don't want to answer that because it will be on television and it may or may not be true, you know. But we'll you know, if you're spiritual enough to understand this, is the Lord has it. The Lord has this, so we need to do this. So. Want to stand up, Mr. Sylvester from
Councilman Maryville.
True Veteran.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you for coming.
We'll let you say a few words.
Hello. It's a wonderful thing to come and see all these people gathered together here tonight for Colonel Ligon.
That's right.
Now, the Colonel has done his share in life, given his life for 36 years to the Armed Forces of America.
Yes.
The sheriff that's in there present now never been in boot combat. Never. You don't know what it is. You could send a SWAT team out there and know how they dress up and stuff like that, but he doesn't know exactly what it is. We've got a good young man over here. He's got fresh ideas. He's got a lot of people supporting him, believe it or not. So I canvassed that area, and I've been walking the last couple of weeks in Maryville. I know people. I'm born and raised in East Chicago. I was a Hammond firefighter for 38 years. I got a little touch of something what's going on over here. And I think we're going to have a new sheriff in town.
We'll take a few more questions and then we'll let the people go ride the horses and the cows, whatever's outside. Quick, go ahead. Make it quick. We're going to wrap this up in 4 minutes.
This is quick. No question. Right. That's my wife right there. 43 years old.
Happy anniversary, 43 years.
I'm going to take her out to eat.
Okay, you did. You just fed us a brown steak or two steaks.
Brown steak and a long burger and some chips.
No, you had tube steaks and potatoes. Okay. All right. We don't want to belabor. I'll take one more question. One more question.
You want to elaborate a little bit on affordable health? Excuse me. On affordable health care and some of the research that you've done already to help save the citizens in Lake County some money about some of the things that you want to implement. These citizens need to know. The present sheriff is saying that it can't be done, but you know that it can be done.
The Affordable Care Act is alive and well, and we have proof. I have proof in the car that other county jails are using it, and this will save the taxpayers a lot of money just on meds alone. Now, once that person has been committed to the Department of Correction, he's not eligible. He or she is not eligible. But that person is eligible, and we have to make it happen.
we're going to save the taxpayers money, and I hope that we can at least reduce that 1.5 to 0.5. We need to do something. We're being robbed, trust me. And I'll give you one more example. Medical contract. Under the last administration, it was $1.8 million. That's what that contractor was paid. This administration is paying this $4 million a year. $4 million a year, it's more than double. So, we talked about the jail consultant. All you need to do is, and I believe it's public knowledge, is get a copy of the federal consent decree. And then when people get out in public and start talking about it, you'll see that a lot of it's lies. They directed that a warden be hired within 6 months of the new administration. And it stated the qualifications. That didn't happen. So in lieu of that, you paying a warden and you're paying a jail consultant. We need to do better, but we need to start asking questions. And if it's something that you really need to ask questions about, call the media. Call Pester, write the Hammond Times. You need to make sure that you're voicing your opinion. I may not want to say it, but a lot of things you can say. And you need to get out there and speak it. And once again, I really, truly want to thank you. You have been truly a blessing to me. My wife, I'd like to recognize her. She's out with kids. She loves kids. But my wife, Ava, is in the back probably working with some children. But I truly want to thank you. I have developed a family that you would not believe in the last months. I have a family here that have been working with me so closely, and we have less than 2 weeks to go. And I tell you what, I've adopted that family, and they're just, I would do anything for them. Trust me. And to be honest, we need to, these next less than 2 weeks, we need to be able to celebrate because you went out and you spreaded the word with your friends and your family. So I love you all for coming. Thank you so much, man. Just the amount of people here and the children, that's what this is about. Old friends and new. So thank you very much. Let's give them a hand. Everybody give them a hand. Yeah! Real quick, the Buffalo Soldiers are here. Go out and pet the horses. And Tommy Cowboy's here. I want to thank you.